I want to share with you things that will change your life if you do them consistently over a period of time. These are not motivational quotes or some abstract ideas that you have never heard before. Rather, these are simple but powerful things that will transform your life for the better. And we'll be looking at them through the lens of Stoic philosophy. As Seneca said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." So what does it mean to be master of yourself? In order to become master of ourselves, we need to fix our mindset. But how can we fix our mindset? By changing our thinking patterns. So let us look at these 6 things that you can start doing today to change your mindset and in turn change your life. Think less. It is no secret that our minds are constantly active, even when we are asleep. Our brains are still working hard to keep us alive. Every day we are bombarded with thousands of thoughts, most of which are unnecessary and even harmful. Thinking too much about something doesn't make it any more likely to happen. It just makes us more anxious and stressed. Why? Because thinking is a form of planning and preparation for action. So when we think about something over and over again, our brain starts to believe that it is real and important. So instead of focusing on negative or unimportant thoughts, we should try to ignore them and focus on positive and important thoughts. How can we do that? By practicing mindfulness, which is the ability to focus our attention on the present moment without judgment. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. When we practice mindfulness, we can observe our thoughts without reacting to them and then choose which thoughts to focus on. By doing this consistently, we can rewire our brains to think less and focus on what is important. This is why the Stoics practice negative visualization, which is a form of meditation that helps us to focus on the present moment by imagining worst-case scenarios. By facing our fear of losing everything, we learn to appreciate what we have now and not take it for granted. As Epicurus said, "It is not death that a man fears, but the possibility of death." The idea of it, the thought of it, the awareness of it, yes, that he fears. By practicing negative visualization, we can overcome this fear and live in the present moment. Do what you have to do. According to Stoics, there are 2 types of tasks, those that are in our control and those that are not. Those that are in our control are the things that we can do or not do, like making a decision or setting a goal. Those that are not in our control are the things that depend on external factors, like the weather or other people's opinions. The Stoics believed that we should focus on doing only those tasks that are in our control and not worry about the things that are not in our control. What if we don't know which tasks are in our control and which are not? Well, we can use a simple trick to figure it out. Anytime you feel like you have something to complain about, ask yourself, is this in my control? If the answer is yes, then it means you have the power to change it and you should focus on doing it. If the answer is no, then it means you cannot change it and you should let it go. By doing this consistently, you will learn to focus on what is important and not waste time worrying about the things that are beyond your control. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Do not seek pleasure. We all like to feel good and avoid pain, but the Stoics believe that seeking pleasure is not the way to happiness. Why? Because pleasure is a feeling that comes and goes. It is like a wave that rises and falls. And if we chase after it, we will only end up exhausted and disappointed. Instead, the Stoics encouraged us to focus on doing the right thing and let the pleasure come naturally as a byproduct of doing what is right. They also believed that we should not avoid pain either, because pain is also a feeling that helps us to grow and learn. As Epicurus said, some people feel as if they have misunderstood their nature. They try to flee from pain as if it were foreign to them, and they seek pleasure as if they had never experienced it before. By embracing both pleasure and pain, we can live a balanced and virtuous life. Remember that you are mortal. One of the most powerful ways to change our mindset is to remember that we are mortal. Why? Because we often forget that we are mortal and live as if we are immortal. We think we have unlimited time and opportunities. We procrastinate and delay our dreams and goals, take our loved ones and our life for granted. The truth is that we don't know how much time we have left. We could die tomorrow or in 10 years. We don't know. And that is why we should not waste our time and live each day as if it is our last. By reminding ourselves of our mortality, we can wake up and appreciate the precious gift of life. We can also prepare ourselves for the inevitable end of life by living a virtuous and fulfilling life. Seneca said, "Let us prepare for death by living for it." Each day is a preparation for death. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Another way to change our mindset is to focus on the process rather than the outcome. Why? Because we cannot control the outcome. It depends on many factors that are beyond our control, such as luck, timing, and other people's actions. But we can control the process. It is the effort we put in, the skills we develop, the habits we form. By focusing on the process, we can improve our chances of getting the outcome we want. But we don't have to worry about whether or not we get it. We also learn to accept whatever outcome comes our way with serenity and wisdom. As Epictetus said, some things are in our control and others not. The things in our control are our thoughts, our impulses, our judgments. The things not in our control are events, happenings, other people's opinions. By focusing on what is in our control, we can live a life of serenity and freedom. Choose virtue as your highest good. Finally, one of the most important ways to change our mindset is to choose virtue as our highest good. Why? Because virtue is the ultimate source of happiness and fulfillment. It is the only thing that we truly care about and that makes life worth living. When we follow the Stoic path, we align ourselves with the rational order of the universe and live according to nature. We become resilient to external events and find inner peace and wisdom. But what is virtue? Virtue is simply doing what is right. It is being honest, courageous, just, and temperate. It is treating others the way we want to be treated and respecting their rights and feelings. It is also being aware of our own faults and improving ourselves constantly. By following these 6 steps, we can transform our mindset and live a life that is more meaningful and fulfilling. But it is important to note that these are not isolated practices, but rather interconnected habits that reinforce each other. For example, by practicing negative visualization, we can learn to think less and focus on what is important. By focusing on what is in our control, we can avoid worrying about things that are not in our control. And by choosing virtue as our highest good, we can guide our thoughts and actions towards what is right and just. It is also important to note that these practices are not easy to follow, especially in a world that encourages us to seek pleasure, comfort, and fame. But the Stoics believe that the rewards of these practices are worth the effort. A life of inner peace, wisdom, and resilience is a life worth living. Just keep believing in yourself and never give up on your dreams. You can achieve anything you set your mind to. I hope this video has inspired you to take control of your mindset and start making positive changes in your life. So I encourage you to try these practices and see how they can change your mindset and your life. If you liked this video, check out my other videos on how to practice Stoicism in daily life. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to our channel.